questions?
No, sir.
Alrighty. Looking at a Philco PCMA, $7.20 today.
Which two are ready?
We have a top pyramid and a Dante cyclone.
All right.